Hi there. In this video, I'm going to go over 7 natural remedies that are worth keeping in your home emergency kit, or take it with you if you spend time in the outdoors with no fast access to proper medical care. These products have been around for centuries, tried and tested by millions of people, mostly in China, not so well known in the United States, hence the purpose for this video. And even though these products have been around for a long time and been tested by millions of people, well known in the Chinese medicine community, martial arts community, used by Chinese medicine practitioners, martial arts practitioners, bone setters, and again, the general public. This video is still just for informational and educational purposes only. This is not medical advice. This is just information for you to share with your medical provider, decide with them whether these products are safe for you to try them and use them. I've tried them myself, all of them, and I also prescribe them to my patients, and I definitely believe that they contribute to their smooth and fast recovery. And I will post the links for the products in the description. So in no particular order, but starting with a very useful formula, very useful herb to keep it at home and take it with you is to stop bleeding is sanqi or pseudo ginseng. This is what the herb itself looks like. And sanqi is well known to have the ability to stop bleeding, to speed coagulation, while also restoring normal blood flow. And it doesn't seem logical that stopping bleeding and restoring normal blood flow would coexist in a single herb. However, nature is pretty incredible, and these herbs do exist. And one of these herbs is pseudo ginseng or sanqi. So this can be used externally on cuts or on abrasions, on open wounds, on bed sores, on non-healing ulcers, on nosebleeds. So we just sprinkle the product over the area that's bleeding and then follow standard first aid procedures. So cover the injury with a Band-Aid or wrap it with a gauze. Sanqi will help to scab it faster. Internally, it can also be taken. I've used it after my surgery because I wanted to get out of the hospital as soon as possible and I wanted to recover as soon as possible. I've also given it to patients for after biopsy to prevent infections. Traditionally, it's taken with sweet rice wine. If no sweet rice wine is available, it can also be taken with just warm water. And this is for short-term use only. Once bleeding stops, you should discontinue to use the product, and also can't be used during pregnancy. So worth having at home, worth having in your kitchen for emergencies, worth having with you in your car for car accidents, to prevent when you have a car accident, to prevent internal bleeding. The most extreme case I've heard the sanqi to be used is a bear attack. An acupuncturist, it was actually an acupuncturist who had it on him while he was hiking. He was attacked by a bear, and he's still practicing today. So it's really a useful formula to take with you because you never know when you may need it. For strains, for sprains, contusions, and fractures. So in Chinese medicine, we don't use ice, we don't use anti-inflammatories, we don't use painkillers to decrease pain, to stop infection, to reduce swelling and inflammation. They employ a variety of herbs or herbal formulas to decrease pain, swelling, inflammation. Also, other herbs are added to these formulas that aid tissue regeneration or normalize the blood flow. So in that sense, these formulas are far superior to just traditional painkillers or anti-inflammatories. And traditionally, raw herbs were prescribed. The patient had to go home and then make a tea of it. Nowadays, for convenience purposes, there are pre-made pills are available, and there are a bunch available on the market. One I recommend using and one I've been using is blood stasis trauma pill. The herbs in this formula are to reduce the pain, reduce the swelling, reduce the inflammation while restoring normal blood flow, while aiding tissue regeneration. And so this is again for short-term use only during the acute stage of the injury. In later stages, different formulas are the one that we usually prescribe. This is to be taken internally. For external use, to reduce swelling, pain, and inflammation, we use Huang San or Herbal Ice. Again, we don't use traditional ice, regular ice, because we believe that it delays the healing. So the herbs in this formula are cold and cooling. Therefore, it can only be used for a short term only. In later stages of healing, it would just delay the healing as well. It's a mud-based paste, has a pretty pleasant smell, and the way to use it is that you apply this thick mud over the injury, over the area that's really swollen. It can only be used on intact skin, and then so you put the paste on the affected area and then wrap it with a gauze. You can leave it on for 24 to 48 hours. If the swelling is still severe, if the pain and swelling is still severe, you can let the skin breathe for a couple hours and then repeat the wrapping of this mud for, again, use it for 2, 3, 4 days while usually the swelling is severe. Massive bruise or a blood stagnation, instead of Huang San or Herbal Ice, we employ trauma ointment, which is the herbs in this formula are different, more of a blood moving herbs to reduce stagnation, to move the blood, to reduce blood stasis, as we call it. So different herbs in this formula. It's still a mud-based paste. It's still pretty pleasant of a smell, and applied the same way. Apply it over intact skin. Put the paste on the affected area, wrap it with a gauze, leave it on for 24 to 48 hours. If the bruising is still there, again, repeat the course of the treatment. And again, this is for short-term use only during the first stage of healing. Later stages, the herbs in the formula would be different, less of blood moving, more of tissue regenerating herbs that help with tissue regeneration. The next product I want to talk about is a pain patch, Huang patch. So traditional over-the-counter pain patches contain menthol, methyl salicylate, and camphor, which are to be used mostly as they provide a sensory distraction for the brain, so the body can focus on other sensory experiences besides the pain. Huang patch, on the other hand, also contain, besides the menthol, methyl salicylate, and camphor, also contain various herbs to help reduce the pain, reduce the swelling, reduce inflammation. Also herbs that help to restore normal blood flow, help with tissue regeneration. So I think this is far superior to traditional over-the-counter pain patches. This is to be used instead of ice, and it can be used for an acute neck pain when you slept wrong, or when you throw your back out, for muscle spasms, for Achilles tendonitis, for bursitis, for arthritis, when you would use an over-the-counter pain patch. I gotta say that the weather went from sunny to crazy rain, and now we back with the sunshine. So it's pretty wild and distracting. Next I have here is Hung or Hung. Sorry for the mispronunciation. I am a Hungarian struggling with English. I do not speak Chinese. However, this herb is used for serious third-degree burns in hospitals in China. The blend of the herbs in this formula are to reduce the blistering and pain of the burn, also to prevent scarring, to prevent infection, and restore the tissue, help with tissue regeneration. It can also be used for milder burns, so also for sunburn, also for other skin issues, for over patches of psoriasis and eczema, and also for non-healing wounds, non-healing ulcers, and bath sores as well. The direction to use is to apply it over the burn or over the skin issue, cover with a band-aid or with a gauze to prevent the product from being wiped off. And for serious burns, you would repeat this wrapping till the skin is healed completely. The color of the formula is red because it contains safflower, so it can stain the clothing, your clothes, and also the smell. It's made with sesame oil, so some people find that smell offensive. But sesame oil actually is also used to reduce inflammation. So I suggest just ignore the smell. The product is pretty useful for burns and other skin issues. Lastly, I have Yin Care, which is China's most widely used topical intravaginal wash for gynecological as well as general bacterial, viral, and fungal skin complaints. It's made of a combination of 14 different herbs that combine really well, serve a variety of function, and are effective for a wide range of external skin conditions. It can be used for STDs, for UTIs, for vaginitis, for athlete's foot, for acne, for psoriasis, for shingles. So it has a pretty wide range for what it can be used for and what is it effective for. It also used in burn units in hospitals as well, just like the previous product. And it's fairly of a young product compared to the other ones. It was invented in 1982 in Chengdu, China, where the weather is pretty hot and pretty humid. And the way to use it is it can only be used externally. And the way to use it is you apply it over the affected area, or if it's for an STD, a UTI, or yeast infection, you can soak a tampon and then leave the tampon in for 5-6 hours and then repeat the treatment till the symptoms disappear. So in about 3, 4, 5 days. So these are the products that I believe are worth knowing about. Keep them in your home emergency kit or take them with you if you spend time in the outdoors. I hope the video was useful. The rain is back. Thank you for watching and have a good day.